Joining us now, Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. I want to talk about the Republican convention, today's awful Secret Service hearings, and maybe a little bit about Kamala Harris. Senator Blackburn, welcome, ma'am, as always. I just want to quickly play a couple last lines from President Trump's speech Thursday night in Milwaukee. Just take a listen for one moment, please.
We are Americans. Ambition is our heritage. Greatness is our birthright. We will unite. We are going to come together, and success will bring us together.
There you go. Success will bring us together. We will unite. It was a growthy speech. The whole convention was fabulous. I know you were one of the chairs of the platform committee, which itself was terrific. It had everything in it. My thought here, ma'am, is if not, tell me no. But all the things that have happened to President Biden, I think this Republican convention in Milwaukee was the final knockout punch, okay? I know he was teetering for a variety of reasons. I think the Democrats around him took a look at that convention and the messaging and what President Trump said and said, oh, my God, we got to try a different horse. Not that that's going to succeed, but that's what I think. That's how good I thought that convention was.
I agree with you. It was a great convention. I was so pleased to be a part of it. And Larry, it was a growth speech. It was a visionary speech from President Trump. Indeed, we should say GOP stands for Great Opportunity Party, because President Trump made it very clear that he wants everyone to dream big dreams. And let's preserve that American dream for everyone. Now, what you see the Democrats doing is they know that they are running at a deficit, so they disenfranchise 14.5 million Democrat primary voters. They dump Joe Biden because they know he cannot win. Now, Kamala Harris is about as unpopular as Joe Biden, and they may decide they're going to dump her by the time they get to the convention. Kamala was the most liberal member of the U.S. Senate. She is for defunding the police. She is for fewer officers on the street, counseling for drug dealers. She is for 10 million illegal aliens that she's let in the country since she was the border czar. She is for letting them vote. She's for letting prisoners vote. The list goes on. And we know that that is not what the American people are wanting. We know that the American people have heard our message. They are listening. They are paying attention. Donald Trump is going to win in November.
I like that word visionary, ma'am. I should have put that in my riff. Visionary. I had a lot of adjectives, but that's a very good one, or adverb, or whatever it is. But you nailed it. On this Kamala Harris thing, I mean, it's Joe Biden 2.0. If anything, it's worse. She's to the left. If there's any elbow room to the left of Biden and the progressives that's been running the country, she's there. I mean, what good is that going to do then? I don't understand it.
She terms herself a progressive, and we know that the American people are tired of DEI, they're tired of ESG, they are tired of being broke, they are tired of seeing drugs in their communities, they are tired of gangs and crime and human trafficking and sex trafficking. They're fed up with the fact that our allies do not know that they're our ally and our enemies do not fear us. And they're saying something needs to be done to put this country back on track. And they're looking to Republicans to do that. I think it's why if we work really hard, we will take the Senate, we will pick up seats in the House, and we'll send President Trump back to the White House.
Last one, Senator Blackburn. I mentioned this to Congressman Byron Donalds. I just don't think that the Secret Service should be in charge of this investigation. That's just me. I don't think so. I don't think they'd... Well, you go ahead. I want you to speak to it because I know you've been hot on the trail.
Yes, I am. And Kimberly Cheadle should be fired. She should have been fired Saturday night. It is unconscionable that a lead agent of the lead agency, after an assassination attempt, could not go out and hold a press conference. And the fact that they allowed President Trump on that stage, this investigation needs to be an independent counsel. Congress needs to take its action. The Department of Homeland Security, the DOJ, and the Secret Service does not need to be leading the investigation. They need to be coming forward with answers as to how in the world this could have happened. They have one job. It is to protect that protectee. And you have Kimberly Cheadle, who does not understand the seriousness of her job. The rank and file Secret Service get it. She does not. This is not like missing your sales figures or not hitting your quota numbers or having a revenue shortfall. When you screw up, people die. And that is what happened when President Trump was shot on Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Well, to use his line, it was by the grace of God that he dodged that bullet. It was providential.
You got it.
And you know what,
You got it.
Senator, I'll tell you one last thing. We got to get out, but the grace of God and providential and spiritual thinking was very much a part of that convention. And I think Americans yearn.
Yes, it was like a big. Yes, it was like a big tent revival.
Yes, yes,
and, you
yes.
know, a political rally all week long. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was the best convention we have ever had.
Best one I've ever covered. I can tell you that. We enjoyed it very much. Senator Marsha Blackburn, thank you, ma'am. As always, we appreciate it.